Okay, I've got two battles here. The first one is against Chen was his name on MSN, but I don't know his YouTube account or whatever he's from. But yeah. And the second battle is against Lafasra, so or Laffy as I like to call him. Mudquaw's wife husband thing. He's married to him on Zat, so yeah. Okay, so he leads with a Rose Raid while I lead with my truly never used Volbeat. This is for a BSX's tournament. We were supposed to use at least one NU or an NFE. So he hangs on with his focus sash while he tries to powder me with sleep powder so I fall asleep and he can do things to me and whatnot. So I decide to bring out some Pringles because he might be hungry, but he decides to just HP fire, I guess. If it was ice, I don't think I would have... I don't know, I can't tell. So he throws some leaves at me because he likes Naruto, and then his special attack drops because he's not a real ninja. And then I use Earth Power because the power of Earth is more superior over ninjas, apparently. Even though he's wearing a mask, but eh. So he brings out Dugtrio, and I'm like, crap. So now he goes for an Earthquake, and he just kills me. Thanks a lot, Dugtrio. I love you so much. You never do anything for me. So I decided to bring out Caspino because, yeah, Sucker Punch will kill anything. Punching him with my sucker makes him stick to it, and then he just has to die because he can't take it anymore. So a Tyranitar comes out, and I'm like, you do realize you just helped me, right? So he tries to tighten his focus and focus on me, but I give him some seeds and distract him, and then he just kind of loses his focus and can't hit me. So now he decides to use some subscript because he wants to be able to fit in a little note in his text for his script. So he uses a subscript, and I'm like, okay, I suppose that could work out, but yeah, I don't know. So I give him some more seeds, and his subscript doesn't work out, so his script's all messed up, and his website looks terrible now. So he switches out and goes to Registeel, and I'm like, okay. I'll give it some seed bombs because they just explode in his face. Bombs! And he eats leftovers because, yeah. And I thunder punch him because punching with thunder is really loud, but somehow his ears aren't being infected because he doesn't have any ears. So he throws me up into the air and then throws me back to the ground. While I eat leftovers too, because that's just the thing to do. So he gets seeded by my leech seeds because they like sucking people off. And then he tries to wave tea at me and try to make me drink some, but I don't want any right now. So next time, you might want to ask if I want tea next time, you know, because, I mean, seriously, I'm trying to give you some tea, but you don't want any, so why are you trying to offer it to me? So he gives me some tea, and I'm like, fine, I'll try the stupid tea. So I get the tea, and then I'm paralyzed, and now I'm in the hospital, and now I want to just kill him with the lawsuits and stuff. So while I am rehabilitating, I decide to punch him with my sucker that they gave me to get well better, and then get better soon, whatever. And then he explodes, and it misses me because I'm inside a building, and the sandstorm's still going outside, dingusing. So Relicanth comes out, and it starts polishing itself, and I'm like, dude, you don't want to remove the scales from your fish, but you know what would go some good with fish, some grain, lettuce, and whatnot. So I give him some seeds to plant in his garden, but he accidentally feeds into the fish, and the fish chokes on them and dies. What a way to go. So, the sandstorm continues to rage because it just likes doing that. There's something wrong. It doesn't like it. He tries to stone edge me, but it doesn't work. So I throw seeds at him because seeds are smaller and stone should be able to hit me. But this game just, yeah. So the seeds kill him somehow. And the sandstorm is still raging because it just does. So he brings out a Tyranitar now, and he tries to show the power of the hidden stuff that he found underneath my bed, which is weird. So I bomb him with seeds, and the paralyzed Caspino lives and triumphs. Hooray! So now I've got a battle against Lafasra or Laffy or whatever, and he brings out a ukulele, and I'm like, go Ventisca! And I tell him to put some ice on the ukulele because there's Laffy Taffy stuck in it, and I heard that if you want to get things unstuck from stuff like strings, you have to use ice. But I accidentally killed the ukulele somehow. So now out comes a band geek who's outraged that I destroyed his instrument, and I'm like, whatever, and I give him a confused ray because he needs to be confused about it, and there's birds flying around him, and he gets hit by a bird, and he hits himself in confusion and whatnot. And then I'm like, dude, cool down, man, it's just a freaking instrument, you can replace it. So he is still confused about my logic and hits himself in confusion, and then I'm just like, whatever, I'll throw a ball at you now. So he gets hit by the ball and dies. So now out comes a Rotom because that's just what he wants to bring out. And we're backstage because there's a band geek and I destroyed the ukulele, so yeah. I throw another Shadow Ball at him and he decides to throw it back at me because we're playing ball now. And I'm like, aha, I need to focus now because I can take him out if I focus with this one next shot. So I throw some ice at him because it's just the thing to do. So his motor just vrooms on down and dies. And then he brings out this thing that cries black. So I'm like, oh my god, are you an emo? Are you related to Wild Chase? So I throw him another ball because that's just what Frostlass does. And then he sets up some rocks because he wants to make my Frostlass look pretty while it's getting out its broom. So now I decide to beam it with ice because I want it to cool down. Doesn't need to throw rocks at me, for God's sake. And he dies. So he falls into a coma, and now out comes this, I won! And I give Link a ray of confusion because he's confused. He thinks he won, but he hasn't. So he hits himself in confusion and stabs himself with his sword. And I'm like, dude, you need to stop hitting yourself with a sword. So I try to cool him down with ice, but he gets the ice and he gets a brain freeze, and then he just dies and falls into a coma too. Anyway. So Frostlass has pretty much turned into a broom and swept his entire team. So yeah, good game, both of you guys. And I guess I'm going to round 2 in BSX's tournament. I just threw this in because I had time. I probably have time for another battle, but whatever. Good game. Frostlass sweep, hooray. And Cactured sweep.